This is Save the Nation on ADH TV, and I'm David Flint, and I'm delighted today to have as our guest Peter O'Brien. Peter O'Brien is a friend of this program and has been interviewed before, and it's about a book, a very interesting book. There's a strap on where to go to buy it if you want to buy it. And it's The Indigenous Voice to Parliament, the No Case. And it's by Peter O'Brien and published by Connor Court, but you can get a copy if you wish. You can see a strap on the screen now, which tells you where to go if you want to read that book. And it will be a very important book for the coming referendum. Connor Court is Australia's independent publisher, a publisher who's not afraid of the truth. Many years ago, when I was younger, I wrote a book and I took it to a number of publishers. I got some advice on who to take the book to, and I was introduced to one of the publishers by a well-known broadcaster, and they read my book and they said, "It's an excellent book, but we're not going to publish it." And I said, "Well, why not?" And they said, "Well, nobody on the left reads this sort of books, and they're the only people who buy books." Well, Connor Court has shown that that is completely untrue. People read books about the truth, and it's wonderful to have this book today. You can buy it, as I say, through contact through ADH, and you'll see that on the screen. The author today is a retired Army officer. I've had him before on this program. He's a frequent contributor to Quadrant and to Spectator. He wrote a marvellous book about Bruce Pascoe. Bruce Pascoe is the questionable Aboriginal person who is very popular with the left. And in addition, he wrote a book, Villain or Victim, a defence of Sir John Kerr and the reserve powers, a very important book in relation to the reserve powers. Now, Peter, if I could begin, could I ask you, why did you write this book?
Oh, good morning, David, and thank you very much for having me on Save the Nation again. And thank you also for your support and for writing the foreword to my book, which I was very appreciative of. I started to write the book back in about June last year, when shortly after Prime Minister Albanese had made his first pledge as Prime Minister to implement the Uluru Statement from the Heart. And at that stage, all the momentum seemed to be with this proposal. There was a lot of happy vibe about it and so on, and there wasn't a lot of pushback at that stage. And I thought I really need to I just felt impelled to put my view, and so I started writing the book. And over the months until then, I was refining it. But the thing that I think I think this book is important because it fills a gap between very detailed and comprehensive books such as Keith Windschuttle's The Breakup of Australia, and various positions on the no case that are put by people such as Warren Mundine, Jacinta Price, and so on. This fills the gap where it's a readable book. It can be read in an hour or two. It's not very long, and that was intentional. But I wanted to give the general public a coverage of all the issues surrounding this voice. People will vote for the voice for varying reasons. And a lot of them are emotive. A lot of people feel genuine goodwill towards Aboriginal people, as I do myself, and they believe that we must atone for past wrongs, and that is true to some extent. Although I do question how much atonement we have to do. But I felt that there was a need for people to understand both the constitutional issues and the constitutional dangers in this proposal, but also to look realistically at the more emotive reasons why people might want to vote yes in order to atone for the past.